time for Miss V English, everybody. Welcome to yet another lesson. Remember, this will only be a very short lesson. If you want to dive in deeper and really improve your English, then book your one-on-one session with me at missvenglish.com. Let's get started. So today it's all about English grammar, but specifically looking at past continuous. That is actions that were happening in the past. Now, this is not the same as simple past or past simple. This is past continuous. So actions happening in the past, and you'll notice that these will normally end with ing. Past continuous ends with ing. Let's look at this in more detail. So what does past continuous mean? And when do we use it? Well, past continuous is a longer action that was happening in the past. Whereas past simple is a short finished action. So past simple means the action was short-lived and it's finished, completely finished. Whereas past continuous, which is what we are looking at today, is a longer action that was happening in the past. Let's dive in deeper. So, for example, I was reading, that's our past continuous. It ends with ing, the verb. I was reading when the phone rang. Now, this is a long action. It's something that was happening in the past. It's a long action. As opposed to the phone rang. Short action, the phone rang. Okay, that is past simple. Okay, it's a short action, it's finished. Whereas you can see the difference here. It's kind of extended. I was reading when the phone rang. Now, here is something very important to write down if you have your notes with you, that we often use them together. So past continuous and past simple, we normally use them together. And normally, past continuous is something that's happening in the background when all of a sudden, past simple interrupts. Like this example. I was reading, okay, so it's something that you're doing and all of a sudden when the phone rang, okay? So we normally use those two past tenses together. One is like a background, something was happening, and then it's interrupted by the past simple, okay? If you're still confused, think about it like this. This is my favorite analogy. Past simple is like taking a photo, taking a snapshot. You take the photo and the photo is still. It's an action that is finished, frozen in time, just like a photo. But past continuous, which is what we're looking at today, is like taking a video. It's an action that is happening. It's moving, it's in progress, okay? All right, everybody, let's look at the formula for past continuous. Here it is. Subject plus was or were, depending on who you're talking about, plus the verb ing at the end of that verb. For example, I, so that's the subject, was, okay, because I'm one person, so it's I was, and my verb is eat. And because it's past continuous, we have to add ing to the end of that. So, I was eating. She was working. They were playing. Now, why did I use were here? Because they were playing. They, meaning more than one person. It's plural. So I must use were. We don't say they was playing. Incorrect. They were playing. And there's our formula. Okay, let's look at a few more of these examples. He was watching TV last night. Notice subject plus was or were, depending, and then the verb with ing at the end. He was watching TV last night. We were playing football at 4 o'clock. Why did I use were? Because it's we. There's more than one person, okay? So it's plural, I use were. We were playing football at 4 o'clock. I was doing homework when Mum called. Okay, there's our background. I was doing homework when Mum called. There's our past simple, okay, the interruption. Okay, let's do a little bit of a practice. Are you able to fill in these blanks? Now, I've given you the verb I want you to use. Remember, what do you have to do with that verb? What do you need to put at the end of that verb so that it makes sense in this context and is past continuous? Let's do this together. Or what you can do is pause me here, have a go at doing these yourself, and then come back later to see how many you got correct. So, she, when I arrived. Now, the verb we're going to use is read. What's our formula? It's subject, which we already have, plus was or were. And in this case, it's one person. So she was. She was. Now, read. What does read become when we're talking about past continuous? Well done. Reading. She was reading when I arrived. Okay, what about the next one? They walked to school yesterday morning. Okay, we need to make this past continuous. Now, there's more than one person here. Okay, so it's not they was, it's they were. Fantastic. Okay, so they were walking. Remember, we have to add the ing. They were walking to school yesterday morning. Okay, and the last one. I sleep at 11 p.m. Okay, we need to make it past continuous. So last night, I was sleeping at 11 p.m. So was, because it's not plural, so I was sleeping at 11 p.m. How many did you get correct? Tell me your score out of 3 in the comments below. Well, that's all we have time for today, everybody. Hopefully you learned a little bit about past continuous. But of course, if you want to dive in deeper and learn even more and practice with a real teacher, then go ahead and go to missvenglish.com and book your one-on-one lesson with me. Remember that practice makes progress. So practice with me.